In Missouri, a school teacher attempts to poison her husband with one of the deadliest plants in the world to make room for her new boyfriend. In Florida, being known as a cop killer can get you killed, and Woody has the details on a tragic story. And, Mike, we're going to let you do yours again.
You're going to let me do a story again?
I'm going to let you do your lead.
You can let me tease my lead?
Tease your lead.
Well, I don't know what my lead is. I guess my lead story would be about a man extradited from Scotland back to the United States to face his rape charges.
There you go. So these stories and more coming at you today, Wednesday, January 24th on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
That's a long one. And I'm Mike Agavino. Hey, guys.
What's up?
A Wednesday, a hump day.
Hump day.
There will be no humping
going
going
on
on.
with that name?
Somebody was humping and
On Wednesday.
they were like, we should do this every Wednesday.
I thought it was the camel that came up with that from the commercials. No, it wasn't his idea.
Probably sure the camel can't even talk.
Yeah, the camel probably can't talk.
Dude, Mr. Ed, you know how they used to get him to move his gums? Like he was talking? They put peanut butter inside his lips and made him smack his lips.
Is that what they did with Mr. Ed?
Yep. It wasn't the horse's name, Mr. Ed?
A horse is a horse, of course.
Yeah. Then when he was talking, his old black and white set of memories, they get him to move his lips.
What was the horse's?
Put peanut butter on
What was the
lip.
horse's owner's name?
I have no fucking idea.
Wilbur.
Oh, Wilbur. All right. Well, we're back at it again, lifers, and it's time to get down to some true crime time for Wednesday.
All right, and we're going to start off in Missouri. A Christian school teacher has been charged with attempted murder for poisoning her husband while she had an affair after he set up a hidden camera that captured her adding a toxic plant into his smoothie. Never let your wife fix your smoothie, boys. Sarah Schaefer, 37, an art and design teacher at Calvary Lutheran High School in Jefferson County, Missouri, was first charged last week with first-degree domestic assault after her husband told police he had been ill for about 6 weeks.
That's right.
She has since been charged with first-degree attempted murder and armed criminal action. Authorities were notified by the victim that he believed a period of unexplained illnesses were in fact an intentional act of poisoning. The husband described 8 occurrences in which Schaefer provided a beverage or food that had an odd taste, and shortly after ingesting, he experienced extreme fatigue, confusion, blurred vision, and severe cotton mouth. Let me tell you, it took 8 times.
I hate to throw some shade on this dude, but I mean,
what the hell,
he
bro?
must not be too effing smart.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me seven more times. I'm a friggin' moron.
Yeah,
but evidently he got smart.
He did. Well, he told authorities that a drink she gave him on December 31st had a bitter taste, and that's when he asked her about it. And she stated she urinated on it.
Oh, no.
And added an industrial strength adhesive into it.
She admitted to
She
it?
told him straight to his face, I pissed on it and then put glue in it or something like that. After Schaefer later denied adding anything into the smoothie, her husband installed a surveillance camera in the kitchen. So he's now going to catch her in the act, right? January 16th, he observed Schaefer taking a bag labeled Lily of the Valley and putting it on the table. Schaefer admitted to adding a root of the plant into a blender while preparing a smoothie.
I wonder if she cleared her search history.
Yeah. So the defendant admitted doing this with the intent to cause the victim harm, adding that she also acknowledged she knew that ingesting the root could kill him. All parts of the Lily of the Valley contain what's known as cardiac glycosides. Say that 3 times, which slow down the heart and cause irregular rhythms, which categorizes the plant as having major toxicity. Schaefer said she is in a relationship with someone who lives in Pakistan and had conducted Google searches for flights to Pakistan. So it's all coming together. Calvary Lutheran High School said it was notified by police of, of this incident pertaining to their employee. And of course, she has since been placed on leave. Schaefer is now being held on a no bond arrest at the Cole County Jail.
Got a picture of her?
Well, it's funny you say that. I do, and we're going to post this on the Facebook. And she does not look like someone that would kill you with a plant. You know, she looks like a normal, regular school
like
teacher.
someone who'd kill you with a hammer.
Yeah, right.
I don't think she looks like a murderer.
Well, look, which one of these two people is dumber? Because she's 0 for 8 and trying to take the guy out.
Right.
And he's 0 for 8 and figuring out that she was trying to take him out.
They're going to dig in her search history and find out the lily of the valley.
Maybe
Lily
she
of
was
the Valley,
just
one of the most deadliest
Lily of
plants
the
in
valley
the world.
sounds deadly.
Maybe she was just trying to torture him and, torment him over time. Not.
I don't know. She was looking for flights to Pakistan, so she was planning on.
And the joke's on her. Probably a catfishing scheme from somebody from Pakistan.
Yeah, probably a 12-year-old.
Yeah, right. Show me the movies. I'll give you a flight.
Yeah, just kill your husband. And like you say, the guy 8 times, he's like, man, something tastes funny, and he's still drinking it, though.
And they put the camera in. He got her ass.
Crazy.
Explain that to the jury.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to another bizarre story, if you will. We're going to Hernando County, Florida. That's north of Tampa and west of Orlando. Some call it the Treasure Coast.
The Treasure Coast.
Right? Where police say a guy named Dustin McMillan, age 33, is in a shitload of trouble. Shortly before 7
That's what
p.m.
they said officially in their release, that he's in a shitload of trouble.
That's the new term.
That's new police.
Shortly before 7 p.m. on Monday, January 15th, deputies were called to a home on Elkin Avenue in Spring Hill to conduct a well-being check on Mr. William Trudell. A Trudell family member had called 911 saying a man named Dakota Croft had possibly killed William Trudell. When deputies arrived, Dustin McMillan initially locked the front door and prevented them from entering the home. That's not really going to work out for you, Dustin. But eventually, McMillan allowed deputies inside, but claimed that William Trudell was not home. One of the deputies walked to the backyard and found a dead Dakota Croft hanging from a tree. In a search of the surrounding area, deputies found Trudell's body lying on a ground in a nearby wooded lot. They also found drag marks from the side of the garage door at the home to where Trudell's body was located. McMillan told deputies that he and Croft had been drinking earlier that day, imagine that, and then devised a plan to attack Trudell. Like, hold my beer, watch this. Croft was upset with Trudell for being a cop caller, not killer, cop caller, and disrespecting women in the home, according to McMillan. Apparently, crazy. Trudell had ratted out Croft to the cops on several occasions. He didn't like that.
So that's what a cop caller is. It's like a rat?
Right, like, snitches.
Call the cops every time.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah. When Trudell entered the garage, McMillan told deputies he and Croft ambushed him and killed him. At this point, it's still unclear how they killed him, but I don't think it was the lily of the valley. A short time later, a family member entered the garage and saw Trudell's body on the floor and made the call to 911. McMillan told deputies that he and Croft dragged Trudell's body to a nearby wooded area and began to clean up the garage and dispose of evidence. Detectives believe that it was shortly after both men attempted to clean up the garage that Croft decided to hang himself.
Wow.
So that's how two bodies.
Yeah.
Right? Interesting. Croft was under the supervision of the Florida Department of Corrections, which means he was on parole, y'all, and had recently cut off his ankle monitor. No. Hung himself from a tree in the backyard. I don't know about that. I wonder if Trudell didn't help him out because dead man can't talk. Right?
Well, it would have been McMillan, not Trudell, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because Trudell was dead already. So, but McMillan maybe helped him out. If I was a detective, I'd be looking at McMillan for both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Homie
you were a detective.
That's true.
The hanging yourself on a tree thing is not easy, right? I mean, that's...
I mean, he might have knocked him out and did it. Ask Epstein.
No, but I mean, if he was going to do it on his own, Croft, hang yourself from a tree, that's not a
Let me tell you how easy it is. I had most cells in the prisons don't have bars. They have cross screens. And I think I've told this before. I had a guy that got the little bitty sheet stream bundle. He was on suicide watch, so every time you come on, you can't have a mattress, it's still bunk, can't have shit. And like that vest you were talking about last week, the anti-prevention vest. But one of the trustees, being the fine fellow that they are, gave him the string off the sheet bundle when it came out and passed sheets to everybody else. That little bitty string, smallest kite string. He tied to the screen, tied around his neck, and just leaned forward. And what happened? The string broke, but it tightened down his neck so much that he had already passed out and he died. So it's very easy to hang yourself. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to jump from a fucking tree. You could do it. I mean, I could do it right here on this table, tied to your microphone, and lean forward, and I'm dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable being with you guys when you know all of these methods of how to take somebody out. That's why my behavior has been so good in 2024.
When we take you out, it won't be on our search engines. And we've got to make sure Miss Jerry's got her policy straight.
That's right.
Yeah, she's.
She may
be ready.
For the boys,
she may be ready for that conversation.
For the boys too. We don't want your boys to go without.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm sure they.
We'll look out for your family.
Yeah. As long as we get a cut.
All righty. Let's go across the pond. We're going to go across the pond and back.
Bro, you stay out of the country. We're going to revoke your fucking passport.
I love this international crime. There's so much stupid international crime. But this is actually a crime committed in the United States. But the guy ran to Scotland.
I read that.
So, okay, so this guy was recently extradited from Scotland to face charges back here in the old U.S. of A. By the time Utah County, that's Utah County, Utah, prosecutors filed rape charges against him, this guy, Nicholas Alahverdian, had already faked his own death and fled to Scotland. The very much alive Alahverdian, who also goes by the alias Nicholas Rossi, appeared virtually in a Utah court on Tuesday to face the rape charges. Speaking with a British accent, he told... Shouldn't it be a...
this dude should be done criminals straight to fuck up.
Should be a Scottish accent, shouldn't it? But speaking with a British accent, he told the judge that he was not the alleged rapist Alahverdian, but rather a person named Arthur Knight Brown. Mm-hmm. He then proceeded to give Brown's birth date, which was different from Alahverdian's, and he gave the date British style, beginning with the day followed by the month. 24 January 2024. Right. The prosecutor claimed that Alahverdian had used at least 10 aliases. He told the court that Alahverdian had denied his true name and birth date since being extradited back to Utah earlier this month to face the charges, which all stem from a 2008 rape. Alahverdian interrupted. "Objection, my lady. This is complete hearsay," Alahverdian reportedly said. The court hearing marked a significant milestone for a case that has involved many unexpected twists. Alahverdian wasn't named as a suspect in the rape of a 21-year-old woman from Orem, Utah, until a decade after the crime happened. So this guy went unsuspected for a decade. It apparently took that long for Utah State Crime Lab pushing through a backlog of DNA test kits to identify his genetic material on the test. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
10 freaking years? Okay. Then just months before rape charges were filed by former Utah County prosecutors in August of 2020, an obituary reported the death of Nicholas Alahverdian due to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. On his deathbed, on his purported deathbed, we should say, he was surrounded by Mrs. Alahverdian, their 2 children, and extended family per the obituary, which claimed that his final words to his family were, "Fear not." Oh, wait, he wouldn't have had a British accent at that point. "Fear not and run toward the bliss of the sun." His ashes were reportedly scattered at sea. But his former lawyer soon expressed doubt that Alahverdian was actually dead. At that point, U.S. officials began a global search for Alahverdian.
He must have owed the lawyer some money.
Nearly 2 years later, Alahverdian was suddenly arrested in Glasgow, Scotland, while being hospitalized for COVID in December of 21. The hospital, I guess some kind of hospital record was flagged in some database because he was in there for COVID. I don't know.
Fingerprints or something.
Something. So at the time of the arrest, he allegedly claimed he was Arthur Knight, an Irish orphan, and that he had never been to the United States. He claimed that a National Health Service employee named Patrick had taken his fingerprints and that authorities had given him identifying tattoos. So he's saying that that they not only had they taken his fingerprints, but they gave copycat tattoos to him of the Alahverdian guy while he was in a coma.
Right.
You know, so in order to frame him, because they really needed this elaborate framing on a 10-year-old Utah rape case. So this summer, calling Alahverdian as dishonest and deceitful as he is evasive and manipulative, Judge Norman McFadden of Edinburgh Sheriff Court, who had previously ruled that Alahverdian was in fact the fugitive sought by American prosecutors, agreed to extradite him back. His true identity had finally caught up with him nearly 15 years after the rape. We'll close with just the end of the hearing on Tuesday. Alahverdian tuned into the court hearing from a jail without a lawyer while wearing an oxygen mask. So he's
still playing it up, right?
I'm going to show you the picture of him in the oxygen mask. Yeah. So he's in his oxygen mask, and this freaking guy. And
what a dumb guy.
I mean, it was comical as it the mask made it impossible to understand a word this freaking guy said. So between the mask and the phony accent, you could see people in the courtroom just looking at each other, all confused. He has not entered an official plea, and he is slated for a hearing on January 26th. So just a couple of days.
He going back to Utah. They're going to get that ass.
Glad he got him.
Well, he is back in Utah.
Yeah, right. Well, I was in court one time, and the defense attorney got up, and the prosecutor called the guy's case, and defense attorney, I think I told y'all this before. Defense attorney said, "Your Honor, my client's dead. He died recently." And the prosecutor was like, "Oh, we don't believe that. We're going to issue a warrant for his arrest." And the defense attorney said, "Go ahead. What you going to do? The motherfucker's dead. Issue a warrant. What are you going to dig him up and arrest him?"
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, imagine yet your whole, I don't know how old his kids were at the time, but his kids and his wife, they're doing this whole, they're playing like the guy died and having him.
That's kind of a dumb criminal story, too.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone supporting supplement, it's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. All the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gaba will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
There you
We
go.
shall
He is
see.
a dumb criminal.
Maybe in Utah he'll get off.
He gonna get off, all right, man. He won't be from the charges, or somebody's gonna get off.
You ever eat it?
They love him a tree jumper in prison.
Yeah,
that's what they call rapists.
You ever eat at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Sure.
You know, I have, and because I'm a wing aficionado and all the traveling I did, I always go to a place like that, watch games and drink beer and shit.
Yeah.
But it's not my favorite.
Not your favorite.
Not even
What
close.
about you, Mike?
I like B-dubs. I like the whole
don't really-
atmosphere and
I don't mind.
there's enough
I
variety.
don't mind
that
the
you can find
cold
some
beer
good
and shit,
stuff.
but their wings suck.
What about their fried pickles? You like them?
All right.
Excellent.
All right.
Y'all like fried pickles?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite things. But no matter how much I love them, I won't ever do what this guy did for
All
me.
right. Tell me what he did.
Well, the Buffalo Wild Wings had closed late on Sunday when a guy by the name of Justin Carpenter pulls up to the Lawrence, Indiana restaurant around midnight. And he's looking for food. He's hungry. Fried pickles, to be exact.
There you go.
So, in an ill-advised bid to get the kitchen reopened, Carpenter, who's 25, proposed a barter exchange to B-Dub's employees, 2 of whom were minors. Carpenter offered drugs to Buffalo Wild Wings workers in exchange for fried pickles.
Nice.
Carpenter, who was wearing an ankle monitor as a result of a prior drug arrest,
Another dumb
offered
criminal.
marijuana, cocaine, ecstasy, and a
shit.
vape cartridges containing THC,
I'd open
This
the
guy
kitchen.
really loved pickles.
according to workers who were interviewed by the cops. Carpenter, accompanied by a male friend, declared, "If you make us some fried pickles, I'll make it worth it."
No shit.
Dude's offering cocaine for him.
I'd be frying up the whole kitchen.
Employees did not agree to the drug for pickles trade, and Carpenter departed the Buffalo Wild Wings. Before leaving, though, investigators say that Carpenter left 3 small bags of marijuana on the front counter of the restaurant and told the managers, "Give those bags to the kids."
a little something for your time.
Another dumb criminal.
Police subsequently tracked Carpenter's vehicle to a nearby Speedway gas station where he was taken into custody. When police arrested Carpenter, they searched his car and they found some marijuana, some cocaine, some oxycodone, Xanax, THC cartridges, and even scales containing a white powdery substance. Carpenter was arrested on multiple felony and misdemeanor charges and obviously booked into jail. He is also a defendant in 2 separate drug cases filed last year. That's why he had the ankle bracelet on. If Carpenter secures his release from custody, a judge ordered him to have no contact with the Buffalo Wild Wings or its employees.
I mean, fuck, they should just leave him locked up.
Hey, man, he wanted some fucking fried pickles. You hear me?
Well, and I take back what I said. I mean, their fried pickles are good. They're not. They're not that good.
Dope.
And unlike our the last story I presented, this guy looks exactly like he would trade cocaine for fried pickles,
ecstasy, and
we'll post his picture.
All kinds of shit. That is crazy.
Yes.
I
mean, you know, fried pickles are great.
Fried pickles are good.
Fried pickles are good. I enjoy frying them myself. Fresh out of the garden. Well, out of Fan's garden. Let's ask you this. I'm very funny about my sleep. Very light sleeper. Like, I also have to, my friends make fun of me because I always sleep with something over my face because my eyes are very sensitive. Like, I can close my eyes and you can hold up your fingers and I can tell you how many fingers you're holding up. And that sounds crazy.
Wow.
Right? But the
you wear
worst,
a mask? Why don't you get one of those masks?
Because I always end up breaking them, so I just grab whatever shirt I took off and put it on my face, or a pillowcase, something like that. But you know what bothers me more than that?
What?
Snoring. Do either one of y'all snore?
I've been told I'll snore sometimes.
Yeah,
if I'm really tired.
I've been told on occasion, but not.
I do
not kick you out of the room.
I do it only like if if I'm really, 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 really tired or I'm sick, right? But I got some friends that'll stay over like in the living room, and I have to turn my fan noise on because it was just blowing the fucking roof off. But anyway, so let's go to Pennsylvania, and a Pennsylvania man has been arrested and charged for killing his next door neighbor. Next door neighbor. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason. An argument over loud snoring.
Well, dang, it was his next door neighbor. He must have been snoring really loud.
Ripping the paint off the wall, right? This all went down Sunday, January 14th, when the angry Wallace, I guess that's his name, knocked on Casey's door while Casey was having dinner, and an argument began. Police said they were familiar with the ongoing feud between Casey and Wallace, and because apparently Casey's snoring was so loud that Wallace could hear it through the shared wall of the two residences. Right?
That's loud.
That's loud, right? According to officials, that dude needed he needed a CPAP machine. According to officials, Wallace appeared to have calmed down 20 minutes into the argument. Wallace wanted to shake hands and even offered to help Casey pay for nasal surgery to correct the snoring. What a good neighbor, right? I'm like, he should have just put some fucking earmuffs on it. Casey said he did not believe Wallace was sincere about trying to work things out and shake hands, and that's what he told the police. The argument then escalated in intensity, and Casey decided to surprise him by stabbing him multiple times with a military-style knife.
That'll fix it.
Like Brian Kohlberger with the Marine knife.
Wait, so it's
K-bar.
the snorer that commits the murder, not the guy that was annoyed by his
Yeah,
snore.
right?
Wow.
So funny, extra funny twist there. Wallace was found on the ground about 50 yards from his home, was taken to a hospital where he was dead as fuck. And Casey was also treated at the same hospital for a self-inflicted stab wound to his right thigh. Remember, I told y'all you always get injured or cut somewhere, right? He missed once, stabbed himself. Casey was charged with third-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, and possessing instruments of a crime, and is asked in jail on $1 million bond. And we got dumb criminals.
Snoring can be pretty frustrating.
Snoring is frustrating as fuck for me. It seems like every time I'm cursed when it comes to sleep. I sleep for like 4 hours a time at most. But every time I fall asleep, like I have to hit that sweet spot. Fall asleep. Every time I fall asleep, God damn it, if I didn't leave my phone on or someone knocks on the door or something happens, the dryer beeps and it wakes me up.
You're that light asleep.
That light sleeper. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to put earplugs in and get one of those gelatin masks.
I use my I like the gelatin mask. I like that cool feel.
Yeah.
I like a cool pillow too. I always flip my pillow. My part of my OCD when I get into bed every night, I got to flip my pillow.
Yeah, I like a cool pillow, but I ain't putting no gelatin mask.
Yeah,
draw the line.
It's cool and you can't see anything.
You know when you're on a flight,
that would freak me out, man.
Yeah, but it feels nice. Yeah, they got the little indention things, but I break them all.
Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
When you're on a long flight and there's some guy
Oh,
who
God,
falls
don't I
asleep
know.
and is snoring so loud
Don't
that you can
I
hear
know,
him for
bro.
15 rows back, right?
I know.
And then
and
when
I'm tired as fuck and I can't go to sleep.
he's annoyed every person on the plane, and then when he wakes up, he has no knowledge of what he's done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then you just kind of look at the reaction everybody gives to that guy.
Hey, when I was in basic training, Fort McCullough in Alabama, they had a guy I was on the edge of the aisle row, and the aisle row is down the middle. Dude, right across from me, every night, and you look, basic training, you really tired, right? They keep you up in all hours of the day and night, and every time he fall asleep, he's so you had to line your shoes up underneath the bunk, your boots and tennis shoes, and it had to be a certain way. So one night, right before lights out, one took one of his boots, and as soon as that some bitch went to sleep, I threw it as hard as I could. Wham! It hit him, and he jumped up. He said, "That's all right, you motherfucker. I'm gonna find out who you are in the morning. I got your boot." But
It was his own
boot. That was swim did that. Some of that. The swim one isn't me.
I see ads for this. You can get an implant now.
Titty implants.
Well, no, I don't think it's exactly like that, but I think it sits like right here above your chest, and it accomplishes what a CPAP machine accomplishes, but just does it by moderating.
But I think that they should have an implant that every time you snore, it shocks the shit out of you.
Maybe that's what it actually
Hey, I've had
does.
bed partners before that were snoring that I kick them and then they jump and say, "Well, what?" And I act like I'm asleep.
It's, for me, it's the
Someone
dogs.
isn't me.
We got dogs in the bed with us, and the dogs
Oh, I know. Hey, I get it, bro. Anyway,
dogs can snore.
enough about snoring. I'm sure all you females out there have husbands that snore there.
Let's go in the real life, real crime time machine for just a minute or two.
All right.
And take a trip back to 2002, in case you may have forgotten.
Oh, all right. No, go ahead.
That was when Lacey Peterson was 8 months pregnant with son Connor when she vanished on Christmas Eve of 2002. This was probably the biggest true crime story.
It was at the time. That's probably one of the biggest originators of true crime, other than like JonBenet Ramsey and shit like that.
Because it was huge for years.
Oh yeah,
throughout.
And it still is evidently.
So
and
Scott,
I'll tell you what I think when you get done.
Scott Peterson's conviction in the 2002 murder of his pregnant wife Lacey and their unborn son is now being investigated by the Los Angeles Innocence Project. So what is the LA Innocence Project? Their website says their mission is to exonerate the wrongly convicted, free the wrongly incarcerated, uncover and remedy past misforensic and other scientific evidence in the courtroom, improve standards for the use of forensic and other scientific evidence in the courtroom, and reform the criminal legal system to prevent future injustices.
I got to interrupt you. Everybody's familiar with innocent projects. Now it's growing so big that every major city pretty much has it. I've been asked.
Barry Sheck.
Yeah, Barry Sheck was the original founder. I've been
The Kardashians involved in this thing too?
It's just on some of the cases, but I've been asked to work on numerous of these through the different
They have
regions,
one in New
if you will.
Orleans.
Yeah,
They have,
different regions, if you will. And that,
some of them do some great work.
Hopefully
yeah.
in much more valid cases than in the case of Scott
Oh
Peterson.
yeah, I mean they've freed some people from DNA that
right.
would have spent the rest of their life in prison.
So this is now, y'all. He's talking about specifically the L.A.
Yes.
Innocence Project.
Yes. So let's just quickly review a little bit of the case. Lacey Peterson was 27. She was 8 months pregnant. Again, it was Christmas Eve, 2002. Scott initially helped look for her. We soon learned, though, that Scott had been having an affair. And he quickly became the prime suspect, and all of the news coverage was focused on him.
He was a good-looking dude, too.
4 months later, Lacey's body was found in San Francisco Bay. And a mile away, the unborn baby's body was found.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day that really throwing me for a loop.
Yeah. You got currents, but the thing is, she was weighted down with cement.
Right.
And it wasn't her body. Well, you
Wasn't
say it was
her
her body.
Her
It was
entire
like-
body.
it
She was
like-
headless and
yeah,
limbless.
right.
It was basically her torso. But she delivered the baby post-mortem.
Probably probably more of a pressure issue when you drop you down that far and the cement made it come out or something, right?
The state's theory was that Scott killed Lacey in their home between the night of December 23rd and the morning of the 24th. The state theorized that Scott suffocated Lacey. According to the state, Scott put the leash on Mackenzie, their dog, and let him loose in the neighborhood so that it would appear that Lacey had been, kidnapped while she was out walking the dog. Right. Then he moved the body to his Modesto warehouse by putting it in the toolbox in the back of his truck. At the warehouse, Scott then attached homemade cement anchors to the body, is what he said, and placed it in the back of his 14-foot boat, which he then towed to the Berkeley Marina, where he went supposedly fishing by himself.
Right.
Do you go fishing on the boat a lot by yourself?
All the time.
You're too
but
casual.
But a 14-foot boat in the ocean
isn't going to accommodate a lot of people. It's San Francisco Bay, but
it doesn't matter.
It's rough. The water gets rough.
Yeah, a 14-foot boat it's like a little 90 in the size of a rowboat.
Take that in
my smallest boat I have, my catfishing boat, is 17 feet.
Right. Yeah. Well, so the state claimed that when he got to the marina and launched the boat, once he got out in the bay, he pushed the body with the anchors overboard. He's now 51 years old. Mm-hmm. He was convicted originally of 2 counts of first-degree murder. That happened in 2004 and sentenced to death in 2005. Right. So it's one of those old California death row cases where he sat on death row for 15 years.
Yeah, he got off because I think it was an appeals process, and they found some kind of error of jury selection. Instead of retrying the whole thing, they commuted it to life. And he was glad to get it. You know why? Because he's guilty as fuck.
The audience thanks you. You just saved them 5 minutes. Yes, that all happened, but the concurrent with that, there was an attempt to get him a retrial.
Right. Well, they've been trying that the whole time. And
that appeal actually went all the way up to the California Supreme Court, where they denied him. Well, they pushed it back to a lower court, and the San Mateo Superior Court denied him that new trial. But now the LA Innocence Project is pushing for this new trial. One of the big things that they are saying is that there's everything is circumstantial. There's no actual proof. There's timing issues in their stuff. There's jury tampering issues. His sister-in-law, who went on the Today Show this week, claims that she knows that he is innocent and that there's all kinds of timing issues that were not brought up at trial that will be brought up in a retrial. And, well, they've somehow convinced the LA Innocence Project that this is worth another go.
I'm pretty sure the LA Innocence Project knows he's full of shit, but they just made national news, and now they're going to be getting more donations to actually help innocent people.
There you go.
Scott Peterson's guilty as fuck.
Woody Overton solves this.
Only sad thing is they're not killing him.
PR initiative by the LA Innocence Project and Scott Peterson.
And I guess I won't be getting a call from them to work any cases anytime soon. Good. It always was a very
interesting story. Yeah.
I was.
Well, we'll keep you posted on.
I always thought Lacey versus was Amber Fry
Lacey, I thought Lacey was.
Lacey was a good-looking lady.
Yeah,
and seemed very nice.
Amber got up there and told the truth.
Yeah.
They was boinking.
That's right.
Well, she'd be happy. She was going to get her own boat ride like 5 years later. Yeah. Don't you think?
All right. What?
They stole what?
They still a
already?
Driveway?
They stole something already?
They still cement driveway this time?
Already.
You see all the comments we got on that story?
I did.
Evidently, it's worth a lot more than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Crushed concrete.
I would have never guessed that either.
Yeah.
Apparently, people steal that all the time.
Well, I don't know.
Well, hopefully they don't steal my driveway.
But they steal this time, Jim Chapman.
Well, are you one of those Stanley Cup freaks?
No, I just
not that they're freaks.
I barely caught on
freaking
to it.
out.
Barely caught on to it. I still got one from the early 90s when I worked in the plants.
Yeah, you got one of those old school
Stanley
Stanley Cup.
One, yeah.
Mike probably has one.
The actual Stanley Cup was stolen at some point.
But
a couple of years ago.
When I first heard the thing about Stanley Cup, I thought that was a hockey thing.
Yeah, so did I. That's what I'm saying. The actual Stanley Cup was stolen. Okay. And I think it was, did Gronk got
We're
Somehow
not talking
Gronk got
about
a hold
that
of it,
Stanley
didn't-
Cup.
I know we're not. Whatever. Okay.
Go ahead.
Tumbler
Go
Cup.
back to your
All right,
Stanley.
they stole what?
All right, the craze for Stanley stainless steel cups reached new levels last week when a woman was arrested for stealing 65 Stanley cups, the popular ones that everybody's buying right now in the
Supplying
pink.
demand.
And,
Where's she stealing from?
yeah, they were worth $2,500, and she stole them from a store in California.
65 cups worth $2,500.
$2,500.
When Yetis came out, they were worth that much.
I know it, and they hold ice for 3 days.
Yeah.
Police in Roseville, Placer County, which is northeast of Sacramento, said Sunday that they were called to a reported theft from a store in the city. Staff saw a woman take a shopping cart full of the Stanley cups without paying for them. The suspect refused to stop for staff and just stuffed her car with the stolen merchandise. An officer spotted the vehicle as it entered the highway and initiated a traffic stop. The so far unnamed woman, who was 23 from Sacramento, was arrested for grand theft, and police, they released pictures of the trunk of the car, and it's just overflowed with these popular Stanley cups. Now, these have become highly sought after items in recent months, thanks to a trend that was driven by social media influencers. The Quencher Cup, which holds 40 fluid ounces and retails on the Stanley website for $45, has in particular become somewhat of a fashion item. So basically, Stanley pulled this amazing marketing, as marketing genius, where they released these in special colors.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is the secondary market is on fire. These are selling for $300 and $400 a pop.
Wow.
So there you go. She had $2,500 worth.
Social media influencers to push them, and it took off.
What human being needs 40 ounces of any liquid?
You're supposed to drink at least that.
Well, over the course of a day.
Yeah.
But
I drink 40s, but you got to get the bag right.
But you're not putting it in. Well, maybe some people do put it in one thing and carry it with them
my
all
wife
day.
has one that's exactly enough that you're supposed to have in a day, and her goal is to drink that entire thing.
Does it
that
keep
day.
it cold? The Stanley thing keeps it cold?
Oh yeah, it'll keep cold for a day.
I'm so way ahead of my time because I was drinking 40s before it was cool.
Yeah.
But you had to get your brown bag
But it was
right.
beer.
No, that's right. But the only way insulator I had was the brown bag. You had to twist that bag up.
You were the big gulp guy. You were the guy that 7-Eleven developed the big gulp for.
Big
I
gulp.
like the.
Wasn't that 64 ounces?
No, I'm talking about beer.
No, I know you are. But
I just drink the big ass drinks. Ride around 12 hours a night in a cop car.
Oh yeah,
You got to have something.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday host and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
They stole what? It was a good
They
one, Jim.
stole
interesting.
what?
Very, very interesting. And it's time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here it comes.
Must be kinky time.
Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. I actually worked this case just like this at Southeastern Louisiana University. Here we go, people. In South Florida, police arrested a man days after a complaint that someone was spotted crawling under library tables and
What were they doing?
smelling women's feet
Oh,
at Florida International University.
got us a foot sniffer.
They got a foot sniffer. Miami-Dade police said 52-year-old, first of all, his name was Eddie Wan. Eddie Wan, you can't be crawling around in a college library without getting noticed. But he was arrested Monday and charged with violation of sexual offender registration, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, aggravated assault, and resisting without violence. Police had previously released a notice warning students that a man was spotted under a table at a campus library, along with a description and photo of him. But he was spotted smelling feet. Right? Authorities say a man matching that description was spotted Monday on a scooter several miles from the campus. I'm sure he couldn't afford a car. Officers attempted a traffic stop and say the man fled on the scooter.
There you go.
That's the first
getting
scooter
out of
chase.
there.
We had golf cart chases and shit on here, but that's the first scooter chase. But he 20'd out or he crashed, y'all. That's what cop terms for crash. He crashed and was arrested. And Juan's ass be in jail. It's not clear if he has an attorney. I
don't ever want to smell feet.
I had a case at Southeastern. This dude, we got like numerous complaints from girls coming in. This guy would come up to him and like look at their shoes and be like, "You got nice feet. You got nice feet." And then he got braver and braver. And he was doing it in the library mostly because he knew they couldn't scream and shit. And he asked the girl to smell her feet and could he lick her feet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he's taking it too far.
I mean, it might have worked every once in a while.
Maybe.
Look, this dude couldn't get laid in a whorehouse with a gold brick tied around his neck. He was that ugly. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Smelling feet.
It seems like the
Dirty
like
toes,
the
only thing you can
Jelly
get.
Belly people. They have all those crazy flavors. They should just do a
they should.
a dirty
yeah,
foot
like
flavor.
they got vomit flavor. Why don't they have?
Yeah,
Or it could be a clean foot flavor.
well, they could save a lot of crime out there. These guys wouldn't if you had Jelly Bellies or whatever else, scratch and
that's so
sniff
disgusting.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
something.
That's pretty bad. They didn't have a
What's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow makes vagina scented
Isn't she
candles.
What?
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, she got in a bad wreck or something.
Not that I know
Google it.
of.
Better Google it. She dead. Dead.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
think
got
she's
it. Here
dead.
comes the phone.
But her number one seller, or it was for a while, at her store or whatever the heck the name of her site is. I forget the name of her site. But she sells vagina scented candles.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because I've got a fun fact for both of you boys and also for all our listeners out there. Who would you guess was the richest entertainer in the world, female? If you had to guess.
Well, how do you define entertainer?
okay, yeah.
Singer.
Singer.
So
Carrie
Right
Underwood.
now, this moment.
right now,
Taylor's that
Taylor
chick-
Swift.
I would say that too. Woody.
I would say Carrie Underwood.
You're both wrong,
Dolly
as
Parton.
was I. And this person is actually worth twice as much as Taylor Swift.
Dolly Parton.
Get ready for this. Rihanna. 1.2 billion with a B.
Damn.
And that shocked me. And the reason is it's not just her singing that makes her money. She owns 50% of a makeup company that is worth over $1 billion and 50% of a lingerie company that is almost worth $1 billion. Yes. So you get the straight juice here. But who would think Rihanna, she is the richest female entertainer probably of all time.
Well, next year, the NFL script is going to have her with C.J. Stroud or some other quarterback. Because
I don't even know about her music for
Rihanna.
What is she saying?
Man, she all kinds of stuff. She did the Super Bowl halftime show. She was pregnant last year.
She did the Umbrella song. Was that first big hit?
That's a good one.
You don't remember that?
Radio.
Umbrella.
Well, we'll play you some after the show.
I correct myself. It wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow. It was some other blonde chick that's dead. Famous person. I don't know who it was.
We'll have to look at that. Yeah, I didn't think she.
I thought it was
anyway.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I thought that was
very good.
No, but now that the NFL is the WWE, she will next year be dating some NFL player.
Let me look up who Rihanna is.
1.2 billion.
How do you spell it?
Shocked me.
RHIANNA, I believe. Oh, I'm on. Woody, you're distracting me.
Sorry.
It's my turn.
Banjos. I hear banjos.
I hear banjos, and oftentimes when we hear banjos, we go to the state of Florida.
I've never even seen this chick, I don't think. Sorry.
Woody's discovered Rihanna on January 24th, 2024.
$1.2 billion later.
New home construction continues to boom in the U.S., especially in the state of Florida. But robberies have become commonplace at new home construction sites, so builders are doing what they can do to protect their investments. Many are keeping 24-hour surveillance or even live security in these developments. Yep. Marion County deputies are searching for a man who reportedly stole a security camera from a home under construction. Marion County, remember, that's the Ocala area. The man reportedly went to a home that was under construction on the 6900 block of Southwest 149th Lane Road. That's a whole mouthful. When he stole the security camera, which is worth $355, the security camera.
Oh, yeah. Gone way down.
$355. That seems like
that's a good.
I mean, those ring cameras are a fraction of that. The construction company purchased the camera to keep surveillance on the property. But there's one thing you need to make sure of as a bad guy when you're going to steal a camera. Anybody?
You get the hard drive. Get whatever it goes to. Yeah,
that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
You steal the camera all day long.
You mean get the hard drive so you would, but it's all going to the cloud, remember?
Oh, okay, so I don't touch on it, then get the cloud.
Grab the effing cloud. Well, so this guy, this guy got himself on camera. So the builder reviewed the security footage, and they saw that the man had managed to film himself while stealing the camera. And here is our lovely bad guy.
Yeah, he's showing a picture.
So this brain surgeon,
can't see.
Believe it or not, this brain surgeon is apparently still out there. So you Marion County, Ocala listeners
who just bought a $200 camera,
check this guy out. We'll post this. Give the sheriff some help. If you know who this is, call 352-732-9111. And help the sheriff arrest this dummy who took film of himself while stealing.
Forgot the cloud.
Before we play the banjos, and look, that is a major problem at construction sites. And I actually did a podcast with people that own a camera. They basically sell the cameras for it. So they're more expensive there because a lot of them do some different things. They'll turn 360 degrees and all that. But funny story, now that you bring up Ring cameras, I had some Ring cameras and I upgraded them. So I took my other ones and I sold them on eBay. And someone bought them and brought them home. And I logged in and they never, so they had them set up in their home. Oh my gosh, man. I was like, what the heck? I kept getting these alerts on my phone.
Wendy, make the popcorn.
Make
the popcorn and come in here.
I felt so bad, I just deleted everything.
You did.
I did. I totally did.
I
felt like the biggest, peeping Tom in the world.
Can I borrow your OnlyFans line? Log in.
Far better human
And it wasn't in no bedrooms or it was like in a kitchen or something. But I saw and I'm like, I need to delete this because I'm going to hell if I don't.
Can I borrow your OnlyFans login?
Could have provided endless hours of entertainment.
Yeah, I know.
Good
I couldn't do it.
All right, play some banjos for this dummy.
All right.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, it's another good show. Y'all, we do actually, I don't know what other podcasts say, but we really do care about y'all, and we love y'all, and thank you for listening and tuning in. People stop me every day. A lot of places I go, and they're like, really love what y'all are doing, right? And that means the world to us. We do it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and share and review and all that great podcast stuff.
So I had a chance this weekend to watch that American Nightmare, which is actually the #1 show on Netflix right now, which is that Gone Girl story that I told 2 weeks ago.
I
so,
that,
and it's really a pretty incredible story in the end. And while it shows the dark side of policing, if you will, in one way, in another, it also shows the ambition of certain police, because were it not for a female cop in another jurisdiction who investigated and connected that kidnapping to other kidnappings, they never would have found the guy and found out that this was all true. And so it's one of those short 3-episode docs, but very much
check it out.
Worth watching. American Nightmare.
American Nightmare. And, sometimes it just takes another set of eyes.
That's it.
A new set of eyes on something.
That's true.
And it is a whole new perspective.
That is true. It doesn't mean necessarily, come back on a lot of cold cases and had the success just by looking at them with my set of eyes.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't
you didn't
mean,
have tunnel vision on one theory.
It doesn't mean that those guys necessarily, some of them are just bullshit work, but that they did wrong at the time, because you got so much going on. But, and I hate to come in and play Monday morning quarterback and solve it, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah. At the end of the day, get solved.
Hey, I don't give a
that
shit who
matters.
gets credit
That's
for
it.
it. All right. Sorry. Love y'all.
All right, Mike, anything other than watch American Gladiators? Whatever you say.
Well, you can watch American Gladiators too if you can find it. It was one of Jim's personal favorites. Who's your favorite gladiator, Jim?
Don't we have some
Ice.
Ice?
Yeah.
I just looked at the chest.
I think her name was Ice. The blonde.
Of course,
the
you
big
guys.
blonde.
I'm thinking about the guys. You guys are thinking about the girl.
you would be thinking about the
I
guy.
was thinking about the guy.
Not that there's anything wrong.
Turbo. Wasn't there a guy, Turbo?
I don't know.
Turbo, yeah, there was a turbo. All right, until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
Nah, I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino.
For Real Life, Real Crime Daily, peace.
Aglets.